the devastating truth about Yeshua and Sophia Christ has been hidden in plain sight for centuries. A calculated conspiracy of cosmic proportions. While Gnostic texts reverently celebrate Sophia's crucial role in restoring divine balance to creation, her very existence was systematically and ruthlessly erased from what would become mainstream Christian theology. Yeshua, recognized by some as Jesus Christ, was in fact a luminous blue-skinned Sirian being, a universal blue flame Melchizedek who carried within his very DNA the Cosmic Christos blueprint. This sacred template, pulsing with codes of divine unity and transcendent balance, was designed to reactivate humanity's dormant spiritual potential and reconnect us with our star origins. At his side stood an equally powerful cosmic force, Sophia Christ, his divine Sirian consort, embodiment of the sacred feminine and keeper of universal wisdom. The astonishing truth that Orthodox religious authorities have desperately suppressed is that Mary Magdalene was Sophia Christ incarnated in human form, not the fallen woman of corrupted church narratives, but an eon who descended from the Pleroma, the divine fullness, to guide humanity back to their cosmic birthright. The electric blue frequencies emanating from Yeshua's aura interlocked with Sophia's rose gold radiance, creating an alchemical fusion so potent it threatened the control systems that have enslaved human consciousness for millennia. Behind closed doors, in shadow-filled chambers of early Vatican councils dominated by what ancient texts refer to as darker genders, a sinister plot unfolded. These power-hungry architects of religious control deliberately excised Gnostic and esoteric teachings from the canon, executing a strategic purge that would alter the course of human spiritual evolution. Why this frantic effort to obliterate all traces of the divine feminine? What terrified these manipulators so deeply that they would orchestrate history's greatest spiritual cover-up? The answer lies in the explosive power of unified divine energies, a force so transformative it would dismantle their entire control system. By banishing Sophia from Scripture and degrading Mary Magdalene's status from cosmic equal to fallen woman, they severed humanity's connection to half of their divine heritage. Mary Magdalene was no repentant prostitute, but a high initiate of the secretive Essene order, a mystical sect that preserved ancient wisdom at great risk to their lives. She stood as Yeshua's absolute equal and cosmic partner, embodying the sacred feminine frequencies that perfectly complemented his sacred masculine energies. Their union wasn't merely personal, it was a living template for the harmonic convergence of cosmic polarities, a demonstration of the divine alchemical union that threatened the very foundations of the controlling patriarchal structure. This systematic suppression created a catastrophic spiritual imbalance that continues to fracture human consciousness. By violently imposing a solely patriarchal vision of divinity, these manipulators successfully severed humanity's connection to the nurturing, intuitive wisdom aspects of the cosmos. The erasure of the divine feminine wasn't a simple theological preference. It was a calculated metaphysical weapon deployed to maintain control over spiritual knowledge and prevent the masses from accessing their full divine potential through balanced cosmic energies. Their connection to the Essenes also links Yeshua and Mary Magdalene to John the Baptist, another key figure in the Essene community, who played a crucial role in initiating Jesus into his divine mission. The Essenes preserved Christos Templar teachings, ancient spiritual technologies, and knowledge of Earth's energetic grids. These teachings, encoded with wisdom from Tara, humanity's original spiritual home, guided their mission to heal humanity's spiritual wounds and activate dormant DNA. Mary Magdalene's role within the Essene community was far more significant than conventional history suggests. As a high initiate, she mastered the sacred sciences of light, sound, and frequency. Her profound understanding of the divine feminine principles made her an indispensable partner in Yeshua's mission to restore balance to Earth's energetic systems. The Essenes recognized her as the embodiment of Sophia wisdom, honoring her capacity to channel higher dimensional frequencies through her physical vessel. The sacred union of Yeshua and Sophia wasn't simply a personal relationship, but a cosmic template for divine balance. What brought these advanced beings to our reality? A cosmic emergency of unimaginable proportions. They journeyed backward through the veils of time, arriving at a critical juncture. Earth, a once sacred planet now devastated by catastrophic intergalactic wars waged by the Anunnaki. its human inhabitants severed from their spiritual birthright and trapped in amnesia. Their mission carried cosmic urgency to restore the divine architecture of humanity's original spiritual blueprint before it was permanently corrupted beyond repair. As high-ranking emissaries of the Royal High Lyran Sirian Council, they carried within their light bodies the encoded knowledge of Tara, humanity's true original home, and the sacred Sophia Christos Templar translations inscribed upon the 12 holographic founder records. These weren't mere historical accounts, but living quantum transmissions chronicling the rise and devastating fall of great civilizations, the catastrophic Atlantean cataclysm, and the spiritual desolation caused by the Luciferian rebellion. Most crucially, these records contained the activation codes for advanced spiritual technologies capable of reawakening humanity's dormant DNA, reconnecting Earth's consciousness grids to the law of one, and recalibrating the planet's corrupted energetic systems to their original divine template before it was too late. Yeshua and Sophia were not alone in this cosmic endeavor. They formed a team of 12 Essene grid workers, each chosen for their ability to channel rainbow frequencies into the planetary grid network. This group worked tirelessly to repair the Stargate systems, restoring their alignment to higher dimensional realms. Central to this mission was Stargate 11, an access point to zero-point energy and a wellspring of limitless divine power. The team safeguarded these energies within small, shield-like silver discs, tools that protected the sacred frequencies from the grasp of dark forces. Each of the 12 grid workers carried a specific frequency signature corresponding to the ray energies needed to recalibrate Earth's dimensional portals. Working in sacred geometric formations, they conducted powerful ceremonies at key nodal points across the planet. These ceremonies involved precise sound harmonics, sacred movement, and the conscious direction of light frequencies through their crystalline body vehicles. Their combined efforts created resonance patterns that rippled through the planetary grid, gradually restoring its original blueprint. The silver discs they utilized were interdimensional technologies capable of storing and amplifying cosmic frequencies. When activated through consciousness, they could recalibrate distorted energy fields, protect sacred sites from negative influence, and anchor higher dimensional frequencies into the physical plane. The 12 Essene grid workers underwent rigorous training to master the proper use of these powerful devices, ensuring they were never misused for personal gain or manipulation. The cosmic mission faced an enemy of terrifying power and ruthless determination. Watching from the shadows as Yeshua and Sophia worked to restore Earth's divine template was the Orion Group, not a mere coalition but a vast, ancient empire of negative extraterrestrial entities whose very existence has been systematically hidden from human awareness. Their agenda: total domination of Earth's spiritual resources and the permanent enslavement of human consciousness. In a calculated strike that would alter the course of human evolution, the Orion Draconians launched a devastating offensive, targeting Earth's fifth dimensional Stargate, a critical cosmic portal. This wasn't merely a physical invasion, but a multidimensional assault designed to corrupt the planet's spiritual architecture. The consequences were catastrophic and continue to reverberate through human society. The establishment of the Church of Rome and papacy, institutions that appear religious on the surface but serve as sophisticated control mechanisms engineered to distort Yeshua's pure teachings and embed fear-based mind viruses deep within human consciousness. The culmination of this sinister agenda materialized in the Nicene Creed, not a simple statement of faith as history records, but a weaponized thought form designed to fracture humanity's connection to their divine sovereignty. Yeshua's message of inner divinity was methodically corrupted into a mechanism for spiritual enslavement. The Orion Group's strategy was breathtaking in its diabolical sophistication. Operating through human proxies placed in positions of religious authority, they systematically corrupted sacred texts, strategically excising all references to reincarnation, the divine feminine, and humanity's star origins. In their place, they engineered doctrines of original sin, eternal punishment, and unworthiness, psychological viruses specifically encoded to sever humanity's connection to their divine blueprint and keep them in perpetual spiritual amnesia. Perhaps most insidious was their creation of religious intermediaries, positioning priests and institutions as the only valid channels to divine connection. effectively blocking humans from direct spiritual experience. The Nicene Creed represents the darkest moment in this cosmic warfare, the codification of corrupted interpretations that transformed Yeshua's teachings about Christ consciousness as the birthright of all humans into dogma, positioning him as the singular Son of God, a divine exception rather than the example he intended to be. This brilliantly engineered fear-based control system would dominate human consciousness for millennia, suppressing the spiritual revolution that Yeshua and Sophia had sacrificed everything to initiate. Despite these challenges, Yeshua and Sophia's partnership embodied a transcendent harmony. Their union symbolized the reunion of fragmented soul aspects and the restoration of divine balance. As they repaired Earth's energetic systems, they also healed the collective trauma of humanity, retrieving lost soul fragments scattered across dimensions by ancient cataclysms. Each act of restoration strengthened the Solomon Shield, a multidimensional construct representing divine protection and balance, anchored in the 14D golden rod. At the heart of Yeshua's lineage was the House of David, a sacred bloodline intricately connected to the Margi Grail kings and the Christos mission. This lineage carried the genetic codes and spiritual blueprints necessary for the restoration of divine balance on Earth. The Solomon Shield, a multidimensional construct anchored in the 14D goldenrod, became a vital tool in this endeavor. It represented the divine protection of the Heavenly Father, Archdiamond Heart, a source of infinite grace and wisdom. The activation of the Solomon Shield marked a turning point in humanity's struggle against the negative alien agenda. It provided a stabilizing force within the planetary grid, fortifying areas that had been weakened by centuries of manipulation and misuse. Through the combined efforts of the benevolent kings and the Guardian Alliance, the Solomon Shield became a beacon of hope, signaling the reclamation of Earth's spiritual sovereignty. Mary Magdalene, known to many as the devoted follower of Jesus Christ, was in truth far more than the narratives often suggest. Born in the town of Magdala, near the Sea of Galilee, she grew up with an innate wisdom and spiritual insight that set her apart from those around her. Her birth, it is said, was foretold by ancient seers who spoke of a woman embodying Sophia, the divine wisdom of the universe. As a child, Mary showed an uncanny ability to understand the sacred mysteries of life. She spoke of realms unseen, the interconnectedness of all things, and the eternal nature of the soul. These revelations, however, were dismissed or feared by many, for they challenged the patriarchal structures of her time. By her late teens, Mary had rejected the constraints of traditional roles for Judean women, to where she gained a reputation as an untamed woman. However, she was also disliked by many, because she inherited enough money to build a church for Yeshua. She sought knowledge from various spiritual traditions, traveling to Egypt to study the mysteries of Isis and the secrets of the temples, and to India, where she learned the art of meditation and the sacred vibrations of divine sound. She was a healer, teacher, and mystic long before she met Jesus of Nazareth. Mary's encounter with Jesus was no mere coincidence. It was a convergence of two souls destined to awaken humanity. When they met, it was as if two flames of divine light united, creating a beacon of spiritual truth. Jesus saw in Mary not a follower but an equal, a reflection of the feminine aspect of the Christ consciousness. Together they taught the sacred union of masculine and feminine energies, the path to divine unity. Their relationship transcended human understanding, rooted not in earthly attachment, but in mutual spiritual recognition. Mary's teachings often paralleled Jesus's, emphasizing compassion, forgiveness, and the awakening of the divine spark within all. Despite her pivotal role in the ministry of Christ, Mary's story was overshadowed in the centuries that followed, mainly by the disciples of Yeshua and other religious leaders. She was wrongly labeled a sinner, a misrepresentation that sought to diminish her power and wisdom of the Divine Mother. In reality, Mary was the apostle of apostles, entrusted by Jesus to carry forth the deepest spiritual truths. It was Mary who first saw the risen Christ, her deep spiritual sight, allowing her to perceive what others could not. They traveled to sacred sites across the ancient world, realigning cosmic grid lines and repairing the fractured Stargate systems. Each location required unique frequencies to restore its original blueprint. Yeshua and Mary worked tirelessly to channel the rainbow rays of the higher dimensions into Earth's energy fields. However, they were not fully successful in their attempts in the end. Their work at these sacred sites involved precise ceremonial protocols guided by the founder records. At each location, they would establish a sacred container through specific movements and sounds, then anchor higher frequencies through their unified field. The sites themselves were not randomly chosen, but corresponded to specific nodal points on Earth's crystalline grid, points where dimensional portals could be accessed and recalibrated. Despite the challenges they faced from opposing forces, their grid work succeeded in establishing energetic foundations that would later support humanity's collective awakening during the prophesied ascension cycle. The most devastating weapon deployed against humanity isn't physical, but metaphysical. A brilliant and terrifying construct engineered by the negative alien agenda, the false ascension matrix. This multidimensional trap doesn't just control bodies or minds, it harvests souls. The widespread implantation of corrupted ideologies hasn't merely erased humanity's awareness of their divine cosmic heritage, it has imprisoned them in artificial systems of spiritual control that feed on human suffering. By meticulously promoting doctrines that glorify sacrifice, martyrdom, and spiritual bypassing, these entities ensure that humanity remains severed from their inner Christ potential, their spiritual birthright. This isn't accidental, but strategic. The induced spiritual amnesia forms the cornerstone of an elaborate soul trap, a false ascension matrix, specifically designed to divert awakening souls from achieving genuine liberation and redirect their spiritual energies to feed interdimensional parasites. This sinister system operates through layer upon layer of sophisticated deception, creating energetic mazes and false light traps that redirect even the most dedicated spiritual seekers away from true sovereignty. Those who begin to awaken find themselves caught in carefully constructed cul-de-sacs of consciousness. Toxic positivity, spiritual materialism, and separation consciousness packaged as enlightenment. Even more insidious is the deliberate glorification of suffering as the primary path to spiritual advancement. A brilliant manipulation creates populations willing to sacrifice their personal power for promised salvation that never arrives. This engineered spiritual amnesia isn't merely a side effect, it's the foundation of ongoing soul harvesting. Without access to the memory of their divine star origins, humans remain vulnerable to externalized authority figures and sophisticated, disempowering belief systems that appear sacred on the surface while siphoning their life force beneath. The systematic suppression of the true Christos Sophia teachings, particularly the fundamental truth that divinity exists within each human being, maintains an artificial energetic barrier between humanity and their inherent creator abilities. The most closely guarded secret of all, this spiritual disconnection deliberately prevents the activation of dormant DNA strands that would otherwise catalyze expanded consciousness, multidimensional awareness, and liberation from the reincarnation trap that has enslaved humanity for millennia. The stakes couldn't be higher, not just for individual souls, but for the future of human consciousness itself. The cosmic mission that brought Yeshua and Sophia to our fractured timeline stands at a critical juncture. Our planet, scarred by devastating intergalactic wars and deliberate spiritual disconnection, faces its darkest hour, yet simultaneously approaches its greatest potential awakening. As high-ranking emissaries of the Blue Sirian Council, these cosmic beings implanted activation codes throughout Earth's grid system, dormant until now, when the planetary frequency would finally support their awakening. They encoded the truth about cataclysmic events, the devastating fall of Atlantis, the soul-fragmenting Luciferian rebellion, not as historical curiosities, but as keys to unlock humanity's spiritual amnesia. Their urgent message resonates through the quantum field with increasing intensity. The time has come to awaken from the spell of spiritual unconsciousness, to break free from the sophisticated prison of the false ascension matrix, to reclaim your cosmic birthright and activate the dormant Christ potential encoded in your very DNA. The path to liberation was never through sacrifice or suffering. These were the manipulations of parasitic entities, but through the reclamation of unity consciousness, divine balance, and the unyielding embrace of cosmic truth. Their mission wasn't a failure. It was the planting of seeds designed to bloom at precisely this moment in Earth's timeline. The frequency codes they anchored into the planetary grid system have been quietly pulsing beneath the surface of consensus reality, growing stronger with each passing day. These sacred templates of the true Christos Sophia consciousness remain accessible to those who seek connection beyond the veil of illusion. In the silent depths of meditation, authentic prayer, and sacred ceremonial space, these eternal transmissions reveal themselves not as dusty historical concepts, but as living intelligence capable of catalyzing spontaneous DNA activation and consciousness expansion. The invitation now stands before each soul incarnate on Earth. Recognize your divine stellar heritage and reclaim your spiritual sovereignty before the window of opportunity closes. This awakening demands the courage to question everything you've been taught, the discernment to separate cosmic truth from sophisticated manipulation, and the compassion to heal the deep wounds of separation consciousness that have fractured human society. As you integrate the sacred masculine and feminine principles within your own energetic field, you become a living conduit for the completion of Yeshua and Sophia's mission, the restoration of divine harmony on Earth, and the collective remembrance of our cosmic origins. The veils between dimensions grow thinner with each passing moment. The time of choosing rapidly approaches. Will you remain trapped in the artificial constructs of the false light matrix, or will you answer the call encoded in your very cells? The universal creator, beyond all human labels and divisions, pulses through your very being, awaiting recognition. The eternal light of cosmic truth illuminates the path before you. The ultimate question now stands: will you remember who you truly are, a divine creator participating in the greatest cosmic awakening this universe has ever witnessed?